outpost. I've got my saws out, I've got them gassed and oiled up, ready to go. I'm fixing to go down in the bottom field and work on cutting a heavy brush that when the power company would come through, they would fall trees and just let them lay. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and head on down there and get started. I'm going to start my campfire using this pine rosin. Try to show it to you here if the camera will focus on it. It's pretty available here coming from yellow pine trees. Anyway, all the trees that I cut down, I try to save it because it's excellent whether the weather is wet or whether it's dry. You can just about start at any time. It actually started raining, so we had to stop, come up here. We're going to cook a little something to eat and I suppose visit while it is raining. so we had to stop what we were doing and come up here. So chain jumped off the saw as well, so I'm going to have to fix that before I do anything else. Hopefully it'll stop raining later on. Anyway, we thought we'd come up here and cook some hot dogs and got some chips and drinks and see if maybe the rain might stop. I'm kind of getting hungry anyway. Yeah, got a nice fire going. Feels good. Got a little shower. Clean off the boots. Well, this fire's finally died down enough that we can get those hot dogs on here. Made some pretty good coals. These hot dogs are just about done. Maybe just a couple more minutes and then it'll be time to eat. Well, as Scrambled O would say, look at them hot dogs, boy.
Can you eat mustard on your hot dog?
I'll probably sit here and get a face full of smoke.
You want this hot
Did
dog?
you already eat those hot dogs?
I do.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
Were they good?
yeah.
Did you walk into them?
What? We want
They are good. Even the
I thought
bread's a little smoky.
it over here.
Huh?
Where's the trash can?
This is the area that I have chosen for the Bushcraft base camp. As you can see, there's a lot of debris, tops that I had, when I was doing the logging, that I had piled up for the timber frame. So I'm going to go through here today and try to get a lot of this cleared out of the way. I did call the National Forestry Service and I got a burn permit. So I'm going to get out what I can, get it burned up so that I can kind of get this cleaned up and start the base camp. I'm going to have to find some stone somewhere so that I can make a nice fire pit. Anyway, yeah, excited about getting this started. So let's get busy. I have some pine rosin right here that I brought down, which really helps to get this going really quick. That's just a little bit warm. It's going now pretty good. As soon as I get this cleared up, I've got a load of slab wood on my trailer that I need to bring down here and stack up, because if I don't, I won't have anywhere to put the slab wood as I cut the logs for the timber frame. So if I can get this done today, I'm going to go ahead and bring that slab wood on down here and unload it.
You got to really be careful because these old vines here, they grow up in the trees. They can get tangled around your ankles and cause you to fall. And the last thing I would want to do would be to fall in that fire. So, you got to be very careful. I had to kind of move that or push that pile of vines because I could not pull the branches out of there. So kind of had to push it down where I could get some of them out, and I guess what I'm going to have to do now is take the tractor, go behind it, and kind of push it up over on that fire. I'll tell you, that fire is really, really hot. Managed to get most of all that cleared out, getting it burned up, and as well, let me swing the camera over here. You can see a lot of that wood right there was underneath that brush, so I'll be able to cut that up and use it here at the base camp. I managed to be able to get all of that cleared out. Got most of it burned, got most of the vines pulled down. I've still got several right there. There is a dead standing tree right here, as well as one that's leaning that I'm going to have to get rid of. And then there's one on that side that I had talked about, so when those come down we should be safe. Anyway, what I've got plans for is I'm going to build a couple of split level rooms right here with a deck. Going to have a nice fire pit down in here with a platform to be able to sit on, and when we have the crafts and different individuals who do that and kind of specialize in it out here to talk about that, we'll have a nice place to go to. And yeah, so hopefully there'll be a lot of good times down here, a lot of good food cooked, some great conversation, and really looking forward to it. Actually was glad that I was able to do this because I'm kind of looking forward to building the base camp. So I'm going to try to build it as well where we can continue to add on to it as we need. And like I say, we'll probably use nails because I want it to stand for a long time. So yeah, looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Looks like a good sized area for a great bush camp too. Well, I'm starting to get really hungry, so I figured I would go ahead and build a fire. That's a pretty good fire. Get me some hot coals ready. Cook on. I got a couple of baked potatoes. I guess you can already see those in the fire there. So I'm going to let those cook for a while. And I've also got a steak right here that I'm going to put on as soon as those potatoes kind of get a little bit cooked. So yeah, we're going to have steak and potatoes. I'm hungry. That sounds good. Put a little Montreal steak spice on that. I had to move that camera because the smoke was going in that direction. Now moved it and it's going the opposite direction. The wind doesn't know which way it wants to blow. But anyway, I was glad I was able to get that brush cleaned up down there and get it moved so that I can start the base camp. I've got a lot of poles cut already that we could probably use for that, as well as a trailer full of slab wood. Now that I've got that cleared out, I can take some short poles, go lay them down there, and then stack that slab wood on top of it, so it will be ready to go right down there next to where we're going to build. That way we just got to reach and grab it. So that will be nice. I've still got some more lumber down there, or trees actually, to cut down that bottom field. Been working on that a couple of days and got quite a bit of it cleared out. But I've got to get that done so that I can bush hog. Otherwise the grass grows up and won't be able to see it again. I'm going to have to move. Then maybe I can get back to cutting these posts and beams. You know, the thing about the timber frame is I'd like to have them all cut if possible, so that when I start putting them up, because they kind of got to interlock, I can put the whole structure up at one time and then begin to close it in. So, but there's so many of the posts and so many of the beams to cut, it's going to take a little while. So I've got several projects going at one time. It's a really nice day today, but it's quite hot. I had to come up here several times and get some water because I kind of felt like I was getting dehydrated. You know, I was thinking as I was working down there that I've got the field I'm clearing down there, I've got the timber framing project I've got going on here, the bushcraft base camp, and I work full-time as a paramedic, so that's a 24-hour shift that we work. Some places only do 12, but we do 24s. And I just finished teaching at the college, the EMT course, which is 1 day a week. Another guy and I, we share the responsibility. Normally when they go to school, they go 2 days a week. Anyway, that just finished, so we don't have another class until fall. But, you know, there's an old saying, if you want something done, you ask a busy person to do it. And I'm constantly getting calls or being asked to do different projects, which I don't mind doing. I don't mind helping anyone, but sometimes I have to say no because I have so much going on. But it made me think about people that have a lot of spare time and they don't really seem to get a whole lot done. It takes discipline and it takes motivation, it takes planning in order to run a busy schedule. But you know, you only live life one time, and I've always tried to live it to the fullest. I've tried to get the most out of every minute, every hour, every day that I could. Somebody told me the other day, they said, well, you're living the dream. And I said, well, I guess I am, maybe in my own mind, but they said, no. They said, you've got so much going. You've got this YouTube channel that you started. You've got the home that you're building. You've got this base camp that you're going to put together, and working and teaching and all that. How do you do that? And I said, I just, schedule it and plan my work and work my plan, basically. But I don't really think anything about it. It's not hard. I just, I do stay busy. But I think that keeps you young. I think if you constantly are making plans and doing things and trying to get the most out of life that you can, I think that keeps you young. I think it keeps you strong. Of course, I'm not nearly as strong as I used to be, but I feel good. Smoke. And I'm looking forward to, a lot of other adventures. I've got planned to build an outdoor kitchen here. I've got to do a wood shed still, which is probably going to be the next project, because I've got to get that. With all this wood that I'm cutting, I've got to have a place to stack it so it will dry, so that I'll have wood to burn this fall in the sawmill, so that I can stay warm and actually cut through the winter time. So yeah, I got a lot of projects still left to do. I'd like to build a small barn down in the field, because I'm not really sure yet, but I may go ahead and fence that bottom in and at least put a couple of horses down there to kind of keep that field ate down, so that I don't have to bush hog it all the time, or bush hog it too much. I'm using the skin on the potato as its own shell to bake them in. These potatoes are really done. They're falling apart. And that meat is pink right in the middle. Really good. Really good. Just perfect. That was a large piece of meat too. I actually had to cut part off and set it on the table. Didn't all fit on the plate. Hot. Scramble though. Look at that meat, boy. I like watching him. He's kind of very comical and lots of fun to watch. Go check him out on YouTube, Scramble Dough. He started a base camp that he was going to build in the tree, but I haven't seen any footage lately. A friend of mine, another paramedic, we're going to get together and we're going to do a review on safety. You know, a lot of times people, they camp together, they hike together, they do different outdoor activities together, and there's 3 or 4 different areas that we want to cover that we think is important, you know. So one of those being CPR, another one being splinting and controlling a bleed, especially, you know, camping using knives and axes and things of that nature, and allergic reactions as well. So yeah, stay tuned. That's going to be coming up. We're going to talk about that and what to do, how to prepare for that as well. And so yeah, I think you'll enjoy that and you'll get some good information out of it. Well, managed to get quite a bit done today. Got all of that cleared up down there for the bush camp and got most of it burned. There's a little bit left, but on my next campfire I'll finish burning it. Anyway, I'll be able to take this slab wood down there now and get it stacked up so that'll be handy when we get ready to start building. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day, and wanted to tell everyone to be safe and make a difference. Hope to see you at the outpost in the future.